Ashley?
Good afternoon. Just wanted to provide a recap in terms of what happened last night and throughout the evening on the SWAT call, as well as what transpired just shortly before noon today. At approximately 11:50 p.m. last night, we had received a call from the Sacramento Police Department. They stated that they believed that there was a murder suspect in the Fresno area. This individual had been involved in a home invasion robbery in the city of Sacramento, in which he had entered into a residence of an elderly couple, ones that he was acquainted with, and during that home invasion robbery, he ended up shooting the female, killing her, and severely beating her husband. The suspect then took several firearms from the residence, including a .30-30 rifle, bolt-action rifle, and that is found to be important later. Also, the suspect stole the victim's vehicle, which is a Toyota Tundra, and that vehicle was thought to be in the Fresno area. Approximately 10 minutes later, our officers did in fact locate that vehicle in the 3700 block of East Clay, and after doing so, began to canvass the area to see if in fact they could more narrowly determine where in fact the suspect was residing. They were able to locate an apartment complex, 3720 East Clay, where this was a fourplex. They believe that the suspect was inside one of the apartments, apartment A. Based on the severity of the crime that was involved in Sacramento, the fact that the suspect was heavily armed, the Fresno Police Department SWAT team was deployed on scene at approximately 3 a.m. and immediately began to evacuate several occupants from apartments from throughout the area. In fact, there were 12 apartments that were evacuated, including 3 of the apartments within the fourplex that the suspect was staying in. It was during this time that 2 individuals, an Asian male and a white male, were seen leaving the apartment complex. We interviewed both of those individuals. One of those individuals, a white male, had stated that the suspect in which we were looking for was in fact inside one of the bedroom areas. A short time later, a third individual left the apartment. That was an elderly Asian male. He too confirmed that the suspect, which we provided a photo of, was in fact inside of the apartment. Our crisis negotiators attempted for several hours to make verbal contact with the suspect inside through the public address system, as well as by calling the residents. However, there was never any communication that occurred between our crisis negotiators or the suspect inside of the residence. It was at that time that we decided to employ 2 what are referred to as flashbangs, diversionary devices, for the purpose of getting his attention, in hopes that he would pick up the phone and talk to our negotiators. However, that did not occur. One of our SWAT officers did at that time see what he believed to be movement from inside one of the bedroom areas, and shortly thereafter our SWAT team deployed, introduced tear gas into the entire apartment. Approximately 15 minutes later, we reintroduced tear gas into that same apartment. In fact, we did so 3 different times. We then utilized the EOD robot to place that robot inside of the apartment, and utilized a camera on that robot to try to clear the apartment and to see if in fact the suspect was inside. Shortly after 11 this morning, the robot was able to make its way to a bedroom area to open the door, and was able to see what appeared to be feet of a suspect that may have been lying on the ground, but we were not able to confirm that. Shortly thereafter, our SWAT team did make entry into the apartment and confirmed that the suspect was in fact lying in the bedroom, the same bedroom in which we saw movement in earlier. That suspect was found to have had a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head from a large caliber round, and next to him was what is believed to be a .30-30 caliber rifle, bolt action, similar to the one that was taken in the Sacramento area. The suspect is identified as Ma Phompong, and he is 28 years of age. He is an Asian male. He is on parole currently for assault with a deadly weapon. That stemmed from an incident that occurred in 1998 in which he did another home invasion robbery, and the victim in that case was stabbed to death. The suspect, Phompong, is also a sex registrar, and he is on parole out of the Modesto area, but it's our understanding that he had recently moved or resided in the Sacramento City area. I want to state something here that based on the amount of tear gas that is inside of the apartment complex is limiting our access at this point in time. That based on the coupled with the severity of the self-inflicted wound to the face, we've not been able to in fact confirm that the individual inside is this suspect, but there are other identifying characteristics that lead us to believe this is the suspect responsible for the home invasion and robbery in Sacramento City. The question is, why would the suspect come to the Fresno area? He has family here. The Asian male that came out of the apartment earlier in the evening was in fact a cousin of the suspect, and so I'm sure that he felt that he would have a secure haven here in Fresno, away from the Sacramento area.
Is there any speculation as to what set him off?
We really don't know a lot about the crime that occurred. That's going to best be answered by the Sacramento Police Department, other than the fact that we're told that he did befriend this couple at some point in time. He was acquainted with them, and we do not know what led up to the home invasion robbery, other than he did in fact know the man, the woman that was killed, the man that was beaten.
Chief Dyer, how dangerous of a person was this?
Well, this is an individual that we know to be involved in a past home invasion robbery in which a victim died. Also a home invasion robbery last night in which an elderly female was killed and an elderly male was severely beaten. We knew that he was armed with several rifles, thought to be high-powered rifles that were taken from the robbery. We believe that he was extremely dangerous, he was armed, and that he did pose a threat to our community at large. We have a highly skilled SWAT team under the leadership of Lieutenant Papaleo, who was on scene, and we took every precaution to make sure that not only the citizens of this community were safe, but also that our officers were safe during this execution of the search. We have a saying, time, talk, and tear gas. That is what we try to utilize in SWAT calls, and we, as you can see, utilize a great deal of time, a great deal of patience, a great deal of tear gas. Unfortunately, we were not able to talk or communicate with the individual at any time, and although we would have liked to have taken the suspect into custody alive, he made the decision to take his own life. Alrighty, well, thank you very, very much.